Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome to the Perceptual Shift Show. My name is James Quine, and this is my brother
Robbie Quine, and I am a perceptual shifter.
Oh, I'm a perceptual shifter too.
Excuse you, yeah. But I am also a life lover, as are you, if I may be so bold.
Indeed.
And what are you drinking today?
I got my...
I know what you got. I just want to hear it.
Well, tell the folks, what do I have?
Okay. He's got his, which is sort of an addiction. He's having a cinnegasm, as you can hear. He has a cinnamon tea, which he loves, but he also loves chai tea.
I do. Anything kind of spicy,
right.
cinnamony.
Mm-hmm.
I had to switch to tea. God, in my 30s, I think. Went to the doctor and he said, "Hey, man, is your hand shaking?" And I was like, a little bit shaky. And he goes, "What's up with that?" And I said, "I don't know. Maybe it's like 9 coffees today." He said,
"Wow,
dude,
I learned that lesson just recently."
Dude, you got it. You've got to get off the coffee. And I said, no, I can tone it down. He goes, "Why don't you just switch to tea?" And I'm like, He said, "Switch to tea." And I went through about 2 weeks of detox from coffee, headaches, crankiness. But once I got tea, I realized tea has caffeine in it too. So
right.
Now I'm a caffeine addict.
Yeah, tea has a mellow little buzz to it. Right?
It does.
Like you can drink it at night.
Supposedly, it's like not so boom.
Right.
It's more of a kind of a gentle.
Right, a gradual. Yeah.
Exactly. So
which
I got my
nice.
tea.
I mean,
you
English
got your
people
coffee.
dig that.
You got your coffee.
Yeah.
How you been, bro? It's
good.
been a minute since we've been recording.
I know. I feel a little kind of discalculated or lopsided or something. We usually do these once a week.
Yeah, for anyone listening, we usually do these once a week or sometimes more than once a week for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we got so many in the what do you call it?
The can.
In the can. And, we're spending so much time editing and doing all that stuff that, we got away from it. But we're back with you today, and we're grateful to be back.
Our perceptual shift flow got interrupted a little bit, but now we're back in the saddle, perceptually shifting away.
Yeah, so why don't we start this off with a joke? Go ahead and lay one on me.
Well, I want to start it off with our perceptual
All
shift.
right, let's do it. Let's get our shifties on.
I'm way more interested in rocking and rolling.
You want a shifty first, or you don't? You don't want to put your glasses on?
Oh, my God. See what I mean about being out of the loop?
Yeah, these are our perceptual shifters.
Shift lenses.
Our shift lenses
mandatory.
help us remember to shift away from negativity.
Ew, flick it off.
Discomfort, self-pity, resentment,
my God, how boring.
fear, and shift into alignment with Source where we can live in the attitude of gratitude.
That's right, and shift the vibration from low to high.
Exactly, which is love, the highest vibration.
Thank you, the king. Here we go. Welcome to the Shift Show. You're ready for the mind flow. You're gonna see the world in a brand new way. Yeah. We'll show you how to love life. Eliminate your strife. You'll manifest all that you desire. The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Nice. Not bad for a couple of guys that have been away from it for a minute.
It's not super rusty.
No, not too rusty. Anyway, again, welcome to the Perceptual Shift Show. This is where we talk about my new book, The Perceptual Shift, How to Love Your Life and Manifest Abundance.
Right.
You can pick it up on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, a bunch of places online. You can get the hardback, the softback, or
you can get the Kindle version if money is tight.
Or some people just like the Kindle version.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually read the Fire tablet usually at night, and that's what I'm kind of into because I used to read my iPhone on the Kindle app on my iPhone, and my ex-wife, who I love and appreciate, told me, "I don't really want to see you drop your iPhone into the tub." So she got me a Fire, which was much less affordable, and we're actually using it as a little monitor today.
There we go.
Yeah, and then I can read my books because I'm an avid reader.
Right.
I'm a writer. I'm a reader. That's just my deal. But anyway, this book is your opportunity to shift your entire life into a place of abundance.
That's right.
And it's not just recognizing your abundance that exists already, but actually manifesting more of it.
Yeah, and let's get out of the doldrums, shall we?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's an adventure. Like I think
life is an adventure.
I think it's,
but it can be a dark one sometimes if you're not into the zone.
Yeah, but I'm not interested in the dark zone. Already been there, done that. I want to be.
You got a T-shirt?
The light zone. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I got a few also.
Right.
Yeah, those are some dark days.
It can be like a bad pattern, like let's reinvent ourselves.
Yeah, what's interesting is in the past, and maybe some of the listeners can relate to this, in the past, I used to go to the dark side, so to speak.
Oh, man.
But I would stay in the dark side.
Yeah, Darth Vaderville, forget it.
Now, I still go to the dark side, but I'm there for such a short period of time.
Right, which is huge progress.
Yes.
I mean,
basically
victory
like,
shout for that, for sure.
It's a recognition.
Actually, I'm going to give you a ding for that.
A ding? My first ding of the day.
Yes.
Woo! I appreciate that ding, bro.
But it was well earned.
Yes, but I had heard once from somebody that it's not about not going to the per se dark side or not feeling badly, but recognizing it and then shifting out of it as quickly as possible.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's really what this is all about, is what the book is. It's filled with exercises. If you do buy the Kindle, you want to get a journal or notebook to write in because there's a lot of exercises in there.
It's so helpful. It's very cathartic.
Yeah.
There's something about the black and white. It just hits me between the eyes.
Yeah, and if you happen to be listening on the Kindle, which you can do, or I'm working on the audiobook, if you're listening to that, you can just answer the questions out loud.
Right.
But I really encourage you to answer the questions because that's where you peel the layers of the onion.
That's the meat and potatoes of the whole thing.
So
I agree.
one more little announcement, and that is on Saturdays, my brother and I do a little Zoom meeting.
Yep.
And anybody that wants to join us can join us, ask us questions
That's
about the
right.
book. We actually answer some questions
Yep.
with other people. So you're welcome to log on. You can see the link in the description of this podcast.
Yeah.
You can also get it if you go to Instagram or TikTok. You can see the links there. You can also get the password. You can DM me for the password. And we encourage you to join us 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Every single one has been on fire.
Yeah, and that's Saturdays.
None of them are boring. Some people really don't like the Zoom thing, but obviously, if we can't meet in person, let's Zoom it, and it still is very awesome.
Exactly. So what we do here is we actually do pick up the book also here.
That's right.
And we go through the readings and the questions. And today, without further ado, we are actually on page 49, the role of language in reframing.
Let's launch on into it.
Yeah, so the role of language. And, before we get too far into it, language can also be called speaking, talking, communicating. Yeah. And the way we communicate is really critical in my experience when it comes to playing well with others.
And I would go so far to say, and sharing too.
Yes.
Because that's got a certain energy to it that's very non-threatening and kind of has love mixed into it.
Yeah, and I would also go so far as to say it also means keeping your mouth shut.
Thank you. Ding for that.
Knowing when to keep your mouth shut is
my
vital.
God.
Yeah.
Do not put the foot in the mouth.
Yeah. The foot in the mouth is, it doesn't taste great.
No.
All right, so we are on the chapter of reframing. And reframing requires us to sort of step back for a moment and look at what's going on.
Right.
Which requires us to pause when agitated,
and also
or just pause.
To vogue.
Yes. Yeah. No, but we have to, we can have what's our frame look like? How are we framing other people, ourselves?
Is it a dark frame?
Yeah. And this particular page deals with a lot with how we frame the way we are looking at ourselves and our life.
And I want to have a lot of light on my frame.
Yeah.
I want it not to be a dark frame.
I think it's easy sometimes when we're quote unquote struggling, or we are tending to look at all of the difficulties in life to frame our life or ourselves in a negative light.
Right.
But we can just as easily, once we become aware of it, reframe
That's right.
the way we look at our lives and ourselves.
At any time, for any reason, yes.
But not necessarily easily. It's a practice.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And that's what this book encourages us to do, is practice reframing so that it becomes innate to us.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Okay. And it might feel a little awkward in the beginning because it's developing a new pattern, but just hang in there and do it anyway. Yeah. Like sometimes positive thinking seems a little bit sort of, I don't know, Little Mary Sunshine-esque, but the proof is in the pudding. I have a better day when I get into a good zone with that, and I just make a decision. It's like, I got a flat tire. Okay, big deal. It's not the end of the world. I got a AAA card. I just deal with it and move on and have a good day regardless.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to poison my whole 24 hours because some crappy thing happened.
Well, yeah, it doesn't have to, but it will if we're not used to reframing.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, okay, big deal. It was a flat tire. It was unpleasant. It was like a mosquito. It was annoying. And then I flick it off and I move on. Exactly.
So this chapter, The Art of Reframing, is about, 15 or 20 pages, but it, all of this, in this entire section talks about how to practice this art of reframing so it becomes natural. It becomes something we just automatically do. And the first test for me is whenever I feel uncomfortable, that's my chance to reframe.
Right.
Because I want to feel uncomfortable, don't you?
Yeah. God, I can't stand it. I have a very low tolerance for that nowadays.
Yeah. So this should be good. For anybody listening, if you want to feel more comfortable, check this out. Here we go. The words we use to describe our experiences play a powerful role in shaping our perceptions. Empowering, positive language can help us reframe even the most difficult situations. For example, instead of saying, I failed, try, I learned something valuable.
Right.
Shift. This is too hard to, this is a chance to grow. And instead of saying, I'm stuck, try saying, I'm just figuring things out. Whether spoken aloud or repeated silently in your mind, negative language has a powerful way of dragging you down and keeping you trapped. It reinforces limiting beliefs and hinders your ability to evolve into the best version of yourself. The words you choose shape your reality. By consciously rephrasing and reframing your thoughts, you'll experience a shift in energy, feeling lighter, more optimistic, and more aligned with your true potential.
Shift in energy gets a ding.
There we go. Second ding of the day. This practice not only strengthens your relationship with yourself, but also deepens your love for both yourself and your life. There's a lot to unpack in that page.
Yeah, it was good. That was pretty powerful.
But ultimately, it's reminding us that the way we think has a profound effect on the life that we live. If you talk to different people, and some people say, you say, how's it going? And go, it's rugged, man, it's hard. Other people say, man, have you seen the state of the economy? Or talk about politics or the stock market, or, well, my son got hurt, or, it's really been a challenging year financially,
Right.
That type of thought pattern is completely understandable and completely justified. And they can find a million people that will agree with them that it's reasonable for them to be upset because their left foot got cut off. The question isn't, is it reasonable?
Sorry to interrupt, but can you show him your toe real quick?
No, I'm not showing my toe, man. I dropped something on my toe. He really, now
it just reminded me of your toe.
Yeah, this guy, man. He's never. All right, so you really threw me for a loop there, man.
I couldn't.
No, now he's cracking up. I'm trying to say something important
All
here,
right.
for God's
I'm
sake.
gonna
Calm down. All right. So what I'm saying is that all of these reasons people have for being unhappy are reasonable, justifiable, and understandable. And even psychotherapists may say it's normal to grieve. It's understandable to be upset. Anybody would be upset.
Right.
You should give in to your feelings. You
Right.
should allow yourself to feel bad
Oh
about
my
this.
God.
This is a terrible thing. It may take some time for you to heal emotionally
You
from
have
this.
to process.
Yes, process these
Yeah.
feelings. Soak them in.
Right.
Allow yourself to immerse yourself in the horrible feelings of the sadness.
Right.
You know what I say to that?
Shove it.
Fuck it.
I
really
like your
do.
version better. Yeah.
I really do. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
I don't want any part of it.
I want to flick it off.
Yeah, I don't want to be miserable.
It's like a parasite.
I don't want to be unhappy, man.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, if you're somebody that
way.
wants to be unhappy, you should not be listening to
I
this show.
tried that. I was goth and I did that whole thing, that kind of,
This thing?
Yeah.
Oh, me.
I'm a suffering artist, a tortured artist. You
Yeah.
know, it's a bunch of BS. It's so boring. Yawn. I
know what?
almost died
Happiness-
from a yawn overdose. on that.
Happiness is so much more fun.
Oh my God. Try it or deny it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's and it's healthier too.
Maybe when you're young,
It's less heart attacky.
maybe when you're young and you're not really aware
Right.
that you're going to die one day,
Yeah.
it's easier to give in to those feelings and
Right.
allow yourself to be angry for a long time.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I know plenty of people in their 30s that do not like to be angry or upset.
Right.
They don't want it.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to realize that my feelings and the way that I perceive my life are not the feelings that I have to have or the perceptions that I have to have.
Right.
That I actually have the power to change both my perception of life and my feelings.
That's right.
But it takes some work. So,
Yeah, it does.
speaking of work, we got a question.
Okay.
And as usual, you'll go first.
Okay.
And if you want to answer it, if you're listening, you want to answer it for yourself. If you're doing the writing, I encourage you to do the writing.
Right.
But have you ever, Robbie, said mean, negative, or unloving things to or about yourself? Not to others. This is a question about how you feel, how you're framing yourself, how you frame your vision of who you are and
Right.
how you feel. Have you ever said mean, negative, or unloving things to yourself or about yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever said mean, negative, or unloving things to or about yourself?
The answer is a big 10-4 on that one. Yes.
Like most of us.
Right. I think that's pretty universal, but
And and this is the idea of framing yourself as a victim or framing yourself as never doing well enough or struggling in relation, whatever it is, framing yourself in some capacity that is not positive and not inviting abundance.
right.
The moment we begin to say something about ourselves like, I'm shitty at math, how do I grow from there?
I think I can raise my hand to that one too.
Yes, but the idea when you say that, or I'm not good at technology,
Right.
is that you're closing the door to be abundantly wonderful at technology because
Right.
you already told your mind you're bad at it.
Right. Right.
So I can say I struggle when it comes to car mechanics, but the only reason I struggle is I haven't spent enough time studying it.
Right.
And I would imagine that I'm smart enough. In fact, I know for sure I'm smart enough and you're smart enough that if we spent 6 months in an auto mechanics course,
Right.
learning how to change oil and spark plugs, and we actually
God.
put our attention to it,
Yeah.
that we
I
would
think
be able to change our own
It's
brakes. and-
doable, but honestly, I effing hate working on cars.
Yeah.
I hurt myself. I get grease under my thing. And
Yes. I mean, there's that part of it too. There's that part of it as well.
Yeah.
But part of the dislike of me working on cars comes from me having worked on cars and failed.
Right. Right.
I, jump started my car and I blew the alternator.
Yeah.
So learning how to fix cars would make me feel a lot more competent, and it would also allow me to make sure that if anybody's fixing my car and I see them doing something like working on the back tires when they're supposed to be working on the front tires, I would know.
Right.
So the bottom line is, can you give us an example of some way that you've framed something negatively about yourself, capabilities, actions, abilities, and instead give us what the positive frame would look like, whether you're positively framing it now or you should be positively framing it. What is the negative way you looked at yourself or your experience or your capabilities, and what would be the positive way to look at it now with more love, compassion, and opening yourself up to abundance?
Right. Well, I'm going to pick relationships because I did see some growth in my last relationship. I didn't totally nail it, but I did.
Well, before you tell us about it, how did you reframe it?
I reframed it from.
Or how did you frame it initially?
Well, I think I would frame it as I'm not good at relationships.
So that's how you looked at it for a while.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you were I think I actually heard you say that once to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good at relationships.
Right.
I want to be in them, but I'm not good at them.
Right.
So that was not that long ago that I heard you say that.
Mm-hmm.
So what would be the ideal way to reframe that, to open up yourself to the abundance of a relationship today?
Today, it would be each relationship I'm getting better and better at.
Okay.
My communication skills have come up like 3 notches. I'm not as dramatic. I'm not passive aggressive. I'm more loving and nurturing, and try not to have expectations about it and take it a day at a time and let it breathe and just be healthier and also have a good friendship, I think, is important too.
Do you feel you're more emotionally healthy now?
Yes, but I work at it. Yeah, I work at it actually every day.
Nice. So one of the things that I've seen, and I think we talked about this also, is that there's a propensity for some people to say, you could say, well, I'm not good at relationships. And then someone says, well, you haven't had one for a while. Maybe if you have one now, it'll be great. And then they can start making excuses why they don't want to have one now. Well, I need a new car. My house isn't big enough.
Right.
It's the same thing like having kids. A lot of excuses about, I can't have kids because I want to make more money and whatever. And then I have friends that never had kids, wish they had kids.
Right.
So there is really no tomorrow, and there is really no yesterday.
Right.
They don't exist. Yesterday is a figment of our imagination.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is just a dream.
That's right.
Today is where it's at.
Exactly.
So if I open myself up for the abundance of a relationship today, I'm going to tell my mind, oh, I guess we are available for a healthy, loving relationship. But until I actually say, I open myself up to a healthy, loving relationship, our mind is not going to be congruent with that idea.
Right.
And so it is going to close the doors on a healthy relationship, which means we will continue day after day after day not having one because we're not even aware of it. We won't even see it. That healthy relationship could walk right past us, could say, hey, I think you're really handsome. You're great. I love who you are and whatever. And we wouldn't even, it wouldn't register because our mind has said, oh, well, I need to have a nicer car or a nicer house or I need to have a better shirt or whatever. We had a whole bunch of reasons why we need to wait.
Right.
And then
you're not available for the experience. Yeah.
So I would invite anybody out there, if relationships are your deal, like Rob said, to open yourself up to a loving, intimate relationship.
Right.
In fact, in the morning, when I do my abundance affirmations, I say I open myself up to finance, romance, love, happiness, joy, health, music, singing, dancing, creativity, everything that you want.
Right.
Universe, pour it all in.
Yeah.
And finance and romance are two of the most difficult things for people in this world as humans.
They're the challenging ones.
The ones most people have fear about.
Right.
Or struggle with. So that's why I always lead off with, I open myself up
Right.
to the abundance of finance and romance.
And sometimes it's a double whammy.
Sometimes
Like
it's
finance and romance at the same time. It's like a little tsunami.
Absolutely. Okay. So I can, since you did romance,
Right.
I'll do finance.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. So have I ever said mean, negative, or unloving things to or about myself? Absolutely. I wouldn't say that I say them every day at some point, but frequently I'll say something like, now, why'd you go and do that? That's not very loving.
Right.
Or like, oh, I can't believe I made that same mistake again.
Right. It's a little mean to your inner child to do that.
Yes. I am a little bit critical of James.
Right.
Now, I will tell you this. I heard some good news this morning from my daughter, my youngest daughter. Anyway, her and her husband are thinking about having a kid, and she said that one of the names that they really love if they have a little girl is, can you guess?
Jamie.
That's right.
All right.
And Jamie is me when I
That's
was a little boy. That would be amazing
That is
if my
cute.
granddaughter was named Jamie.
That's very cute.
Like, I don't want to put any pressure on them,
Right.
and I don't want to, whatever the name they decide is fine. But I do love that.
Is he feeling the Jamie name?
He loves it. They both do.
That's great.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But with regard to finance, I have had an up, down, in, out, round and round
That's
relationship with finances.
Very true. I have witnessed that.
Which is not unusual considering our background.
Right.
As a family. We were rich and poor, rich and poor,
That's
rich and
true.
poor, rich
Yeah,
and poor, rich and
exactly.
poor, rich and
Yeah.
poor. I mean, growing up, it was feast or famine.
Right. Right. It's
One
true.
day, we were traveling the world and spending like it was going out of style. And the next day, as kids, there was no food in the refrigerator.
Right.
So we grew up with this sort of unstable, kind of fearful issue around money.
Right.
But we also grew up with a lot of very nice things.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising that my life has been filled with a little bit of both.
Right.
I've been incredibly successful in my life financially, and I've had incredibly difficult financial times.
Sure.
I even had a car repossessed once.
Right.
After my first breakup, in front of my son.
The Mercedes, right?
No. That was that got into an accident, and then those guys fixed it, and they screwed. Yeah, but the Toyota pickup truck that I had shipped over here got taken away. It turned out they took it away, and it was a mistake. They had thought that I hadn't made my payment. I had, and I ended up not having to pay for the tow fee or anything else. But watching it get towed away with my son.
Devastating.
Yeah. I mean,
And
it was
embarrassing probably too.
It felt a little bad. Well, he was only like 3 or 4.
Right.
So, yeah. But these days, because I do the abundance affirmation in the morning.
Right.
And when my mind goes into a place of like lack, and that may be because there really is lack.
Right.
The bank account is very low.
Sure.
The bills are very high.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to decide which bills to pay and which bills not to pay.
Yeah. I think most people can relate to that.
Yes, absolutely. I want faith that everything's going to be okay.
Right.
I want to feel like I'm going to be fine, even if I don't know how that's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's very important for me when I'm struggling with something in my life to still find a way to feel like it's going to be okay. And I do that by doing this work.
Yes.
I do that by my morning meditation.
Right. And the glass is half full kind of consciousness.
Yes, I do the affirmations. I look in the mirror and say, I love you. I'm proud of you. You're strong. You're successful. You're creative. I believe in you. And I basically brainwash and talk myself into this, not only recognizing all the gratitude and wonderfulness I have in my life, but talk myself into believing everything's going to be fine. And that opens the door.
I know, I was tripping on that.
Dude.
The adore.
Why didn't you tell me? I'm getting a ding for that.
I was going to give you a ding.
Opens
It's an anti-ding.
Opens the adornment of myself. Now, it opens the door for abundance to flow in.
That's right.
Attitude of gratitude, a positive outlook on life will bring you more abundance every time.
And also the idea of this will change. You know, it's not going to stay solid. It's going to move and be flexible, and
this too shall pass.
Yes.
Yes.
It really will.
Everything does.
Thank you. Everything changes. So it's, even if it does feel kind of stagnant and scary.
Or if it feels good.
Right.
That's going to change too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
everything changes
Finance
in life.
and romance.
And we can be scared of change.
Yes.
Or we can embrace the change.
Right. And welcome it.
If I believe that the change is going to be good. You know, I know we're getting close on time, but I want to say this one thing real quickly. I was having a conversation with Chris the other day, a friend of mine, and I said to him,
Eat mine.
I said to him, I said, you know, it's not enough if the dog shits in the living room to accept that fact.
Right.
I mean, if I don't accept it, I'll never clean it up.
Yeah.
But the goal for me is to celebrate the fact that the dog shit in the living room. Now, this is a very hard thing
A shit
to wrap
party?
your mind. Yeah, a shit party, basically.
Yeah.
A dog shit party. It's a very hard thing to wrap your mind around. Why would you celebrate things that you perceive as bad?
Right. And smelly.
But think about how this ties in. This idea ties into everything we're talking about and the perceptual shift. That we don't celebrate the dog poop in the middle of the living room because we think dogs pooping in the middle of the living room is a great thing. We celebrate it because no matter what's happening, we want to invite abundance.
Right.
We want to manifest abundance. And we know that when I have this feeling of being grateful and thankful and celebrating life, every aspect of life,
Right.
even the uncomfortable moments,
Sure.
that my opportunity to create more abundance is magnified. So if I can get to the place where I stub my toe and go, woo, thank you for stubbing my toe, and the dog crapped in the living room, woo, thank you for the dog crapping in the living room. And, you know, I'm putting on my shirt and a button breaks, I go, woo, thank you for the button breaking. And, you know, you break up with somebody, you have a breakup, you're like, woo, thank you for the breakup. Thank you for financial difficulties. When I can, this is what I aspire towards.
Right.
The more I can do that, the more I can just sort of transgress that state of discomfort over the dog shit and feel good again. I mean, what's the big deal about the dog shit in the living room? You
Thank
just
you.
clean it up. You know, take some Dawn, you clean the floor, the carpet or whatever, and it's done. It's 5 minutes of your life.
I feel that. And also the reframe on that for me would be that this problem of the dog shit in the living room is a quality problem because I love my dog.
I love my dog. And also it reminds me, hey, maybe I ought to take my dog out to shit a little more often.
Right. And also it's an opportunity for some humility.
Yes, and I'll go to the next level too, because I've had animals that are crapping in the house because it's time to let them go.
Sure.
And they have no control over their bowels.
Like Zipper?
And I mean, we had Zipper, we had Laser, the cat,
Right.
you know. And what happens is, for me, I get very attached to the animal and I don't want them to go.
They're part of the ohana.
But at some point, it becomes selfish.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's very humiliating for dogs to crap on themselves or animals in general.
I feel sad when they drag their hind legs. And
Yes, exactly. So, you know, I didn't want to bring this conversation into this crappy realm, but I just figured it was a good way to kind of explain this idea of not only accepting life as life shows up, but embracing life and celebrating life.
Sure.
Even the uncomfortable moments
Warts
of life.
and all.
And all of it encourages me. Let me just phrase it this way. Every difficult experience encourages me to get into alignment.
Thank you. Ding.
Yeah. And that gets me back to loving life and manifesting abundance and feeling good and being happy, joyous.
And it's not a big deal. I mean, it's like, talk about not making a mountain out of a molehill. That is a very small problem, in my opinion.
That's true.
It's like 5 minutes, right, to clean up poo?
Exactly. Now, we've probably gone over our time by, what, 7, 8 hours?
Yes.
I don't know how long. Sorry, we get long-winded. But before we leave you guys, we have another treat.
Yes, we do.
So strap on your harnesses.
That's right.
Get ready to shift into gear.
Lock and load, baby.
Because we are bringing you the one,
The outro.
the only Perceptual Shift band singing the outro song. Now you've heard the Shift Show.
The shit show.
Hope you got your mind blown.
We'll be back next week
with more to say.
And if you are a seeker,
By the book, dig deeper.
take what you like and now go out and play. The Perceptual Shit Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Messed me up on the shit
That was
show.
awesome.
Dude, the
All
shit show.
right,
Why'd you
keeping
gotta
it
go with the
real
shit-
here at the
I never
shit
said the
show.
shit show, dude.
That was fantastic.
Is that what you heard in the beginning?
Yeah, I thought you went there. With
No,
it.
I didn't go there, dude. You
Oh,
took
come
it there.
on. Now you
Yeah,
said
shit show, shift show, whatever, something
It's
like
great.
that. Sometimes it's a shift show, and
Sometimes
sometimes
it
it's
is.
a shit show.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
You never know.
Life can be that way.
All right, once again, if you do want the book,
Yeah.
go to Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble. You want a signed copy, hit me up on Instagram or TikTok, and I will get you a signed copy. If you want the Kindle,
It's only a couple ducats, and get a notebook because you're going to be doing some writing.
that's right. If you want to join us on
If you
Saturday,
want to dig deep, I mean, you can go at your own pace, but I highly encourage the writing.
absolutely. If you want
That's
to,
where the rubber hits the road,
yep.
baby.
And if you want to join us on Saturdays at 3 p.m.
That's right.
Pacific Standard
Yeah,
Time.
James and I will be there doing it with you guys as a collective.
That's right.
It's very awesome. It's
You'll
an
get-
hour long.
Yeah, hit me up on Instagram or TikTok, James M for Michael Quine.
Yeah.
And I'll get you the password and all the information that you need. We appreciate you being here and joining us for this show. We'll have another one coming after this one.
Yeah.
And quick reminder about loving life, because we get some questions about loving life.
Right.
And some people are like, loving life,
Yeah, they're all-
you know, that whole thing. I don't want to love life and be happy. I just want to feel comfortable.
Right.
Well, we don't want to just be okay.
No way.
We
I'm
wanna
not
be-
settling for crumbs here,
I'm
baby.
ready to skyrocket.
Thank
to the
you.
Fifth or
Fourth
sixth,
dimension?
ninth dimension, something like that.
Up there.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm looking for evolution, spiritually,
thank
emotionally.
you.
Yeah, and in order to do that, one of the things that we do is we yell out, "I love my life."
That's right.
because it gets us into that space of
It
loving
sure
life.
does.
So whether you love life or you don't love life, you can still say, "I love my
And
life." Your brain's listening.
Even if it feels fake, do it anyway.
Yeah.
Sometimes I
Fake it till you make
act
it.
myself into right thinking.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So, and sometimes the shit'll happen. The dog shit'll happen. Anything will happen, but you can still love your life.
That's
even if your
right.
dog shits in the living room.
Exactly.
So
just try
if you
not
li-
to step in it.
Yes, try not to step in it. But even if you do, you can still love your life.
Oh, that's right.
All right.
Okay, here
So
we
if you
go.
want to do it with us, we're going to say it on the count of 3. 1, 2,
Two,
3.
three.
I love my life!
Ow!
The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa.